Hello YouTube, it's Chris, Wazzo Briars, in the workshop for the first morning in a little while. It's been going a bit crazy at my other job, so not really had the opportunity or the energy really, but it's been good to get in today. And I'm back at it, so just a relatively easy morning. I'm about to duck out and go to my other job. But I've got a love it that I need to sort of get drilled so that I can get that done sort of towards the beginning of March, which is nice. I enjoy making love it's. They're a good challenge with the drill. It's got quite a long shank, and I just love the shape. It's one of my favourite shapes for me personally. So I probably should make myself one. Doesn't seem to happen as often as I'd like. So this is kind of a two-part video. I just sort of share what I'm doing with the Love It, and then last video I did, which was a pipe reveal. I sort of did a top 5 tobaccos, and I mentioned that my desert island tobacco was Revor plug, and that's what I'm smoking today. So I thought I'd give a bit of the history without dates. I couldn't. I'm both terrible with dates and names. I don't know why. I just am. So, but I'll give you information. I'm smoking it in one of my grandfather's pipes. It's just a no-name little apple, but I thought it was appropriate to smoke it in this today, which I will talk about when I do the review. So Kev, Granite City Piper, has asked for a replica of the forest pipe that I did, which was a Love It. So I've been marking that out today. I found a really nice block which I've squared off and just marked out the drilling. So the chamber drill down to there, 3.8 centimeters depth, and marked out the draft hole. This shank length here is 5 centimeters, and also marked out, because he wants to be a 9mm, where I need to drill the mortise tenon. Brain's gone. Anyway, the holes that'll fit the filter. So as usual, when I talk, my pipe goes out. So that's all marked out, and the process will be to cut out this section here, cut down here, sand square, and fit it to the lathe, get the shank drilled for the draft hole to the correct depth. This is how I do it. Other people do it the other way around, actually. Some people drill their chambers first and then drill the draft. I find it easier to find the draft when I drill the chamber. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just a personal preference. So that's where I'll get to today with that, and then I can shape the shank, and then obviously get it squared off again on the lathe, get the drilling done here, find the draft hole, and then start to shape the bowl. When you make pipe, for those that don't know, you can only, so for a classic shape, for example, like this, you can only do so much on the lathe. If you look here, it bellies out, so I can't finish shaping this area here on the lathe because it would just be too uniform and wouldn't give the shape that I'm after for a Love It. So that will be finished by filing, and then obviously the whole bottom of the bowl is shaped by hand. When you buy a factory made pipe, they actually have tooling that can shape the bottom half of the bowl as well, which is why they can knock them out so quickly and uniformly. So as a sort of a pipe maker who predominantly hand makes his pipes, all this area here is done by hand and eye. Okay, voila. And he's going for the same colour combo. He wants the rustication, so I will be putting a couple of ring bands there and rusticating everything afterwards for him. And we'll be using the Eldritch Slate as I did on the Forest Pipe, which is a super cool Cumberland. It's coming a little bluer than it actually is on the camera. Anyway, so that's today's jobs, and it's nice to be back in the workshop after a rather mental week at work. The tourists are coming, as they say here, and boy are they. So there's only two of us that work in the kitchen, and we're already up into the 70s for a dinner shift, which doesn't sound impressive, but there's kind of a cultural thing over here in France, similar to the UK. Most people eat their tea around sort of 6 and 7. In France, it's between 8 and 9. So we're doing 60 meals plus snacks plus desserts plus kid meals, and it's all happening in the space of an hour. So yeah, it's a bit tiring, but we're used to it, so it's fine. Anyway, I've dribbled a bit. I've got a pipe cleaner. Yeah. So Revor plug, it's it falls under the category of Lakeland, but it's kind of a mishmash of things really. It does have a Lakeland topping. It is noticeable. I mentioned in my last video that it's fundamental more than anything else. I've just made that worse. And this pipe's got a stinger, that's why. That was not well thought through. I hate stingers. So we will lose the stinger for now. This stinger has a hole running through it. What a great design that is. No wonder. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Can we get a decent draw? Oh yeah, that's better. And then we're off. What a difference. So that stinger is totally redundant as far as I'm concerned. Thanks, Grandad. Okay, so yeah, it's a press plug with fire cured Virginia and burley. I've only got a little bit left in this packet. It's super dark. And this is the width it comes. It's kind of like a thin, long sticker plug. And it is a plug, not a cake. So all the leaves are laying flat. It's not a load of ribbon cut that's been pressed together. And I say that because it's so easy to pull apart. A lot of, if you've smoked Samuel Gowith or Gowith Hogarth plugs, you need a pretty bloody good knife to get through them sometimes. But this one, and I think it's because of the process, is you can just pull it apart with your fingers. I'll try and show you. It just breaks off. No knife needed, which is super cool. And as you can see, when you've got a pipe that's drawing right, you get billows and billows of smoke, which is fab. room note is excellent if you like the Kentucky, Virginia kind of smell in your room. It's got that meatiness, but it's also got a freshness because of the Lakeland essence. But this will do this. Now I've got it going until there's just white dottle in the bottom of the pipe. So why this pipe? Well, my grandfather was from Glasgow, well, Peebles, and ended up in Glasgow where my father was born. And Revor plug was originally manufactured in Glasgow through the Scottish Cooperative Wholesale Society, which I am reading, because it's new information to me. I knew it was made by other people before Gareth Hogarth, and they only sold it through their shops, so it was a shop blend for that company, which then later production moved down to Manchester, so the Manchester Co-op Wholesale Society, and they were bought out by Japan Tobacco, who made it until, here I've got a date I've remembered, 2000, when production moved to Gareth Hogarth before that company ended. So there you go. But I can't recommend this tobacco highly enough. It is just ticking all my boxes. It probably will ghost a pipe. Not say like Ennerdale or some of the other stronger Lakelands, but it's got a very distinctive flavour, so I tend to smoke it in 2 or 3 of my pipes. But what I don't do is smoke it in my Lakeland pipe, because that is ghosted to hell with other stuff. So if I want to appreciate this, it needs to be in the pipe that I smoke it in, and only that pipe. So there you go. I don't really do reviews, so feedback would be greatly appreciated. I realised that there was no structure, but that's just me, hey. And I'm going to finish this bowl, get some drilling done, and toddle off to the kitchen for another evening of cooking and fun with my colleagues. Alright then, all the best, take care of yourselves.